Welcome back to Bazaar. I'm Inko, and this run was meant to be an over-explained run, but I quickly lost the plot. I realized that I specifically wanted to talk about dinosaurs, and if you're forcing dinosaurs, you're not playing properly, and if you're not playing properly, then what the hell are you over-explaining? How to be bad at the game? And then over the course of the run, I make like a bunch of egregious mistakes, and I start forcing Rex Spex by the end of it, and Rex Spex, as it turns out, a lot worse than I thought he was, and like, look, it turns out being sick. It turns out showing off how dinosaurs are broken and explaining a lot of things, and Rex Spex gets played, and he's not a good card. You're not going to see that very often. But oh god, I'm losing my mind. I spent so much time just now trying to make Rex Spex work, and dude, the card is just twisted. It doesn't work. I had like the best possible Rex Spex, only to realize there's no board that he fits into well. It was rough. I do not think Rex Spex is a good card. I don't think he's capable of being a good card in his current state. I did not realize that he scales off of dinosaurs, but charges off of friends. I thought it was dinosaurs on both of them. And it's very, very different than how I thought the card worked. But I think it was a cool run starring Rex Spex, and Rex Spex is a cool card that I'm probably not going to play until it sees changes. So I hope you enjoy watching me immediately lose the plot in this over-explained run before going all in on maybe one of the most underwhelming cards of this set. Getting into our run, as always, you have a choice of 3 kits. You have 12 gold, 2 income, 6 gold, and an enchanted item, and a gold tier skill. Enchanted item I consider to be just straight up a mistake. It is fun, it is interesting, it's the most unique start. Great for content creators, great for just a change of pace, not actually the best start you can do basically no matter how you view the game. Previously, the argument basically went that gold tier skill gave you a massively better win rate in the first couple of days, and that meant you likely didn't have to go into the RNG fiesta that was the late game, whereas the gold you got from income start would make it easier to pivot and have a better late game build, and ultimately it was kind of unclear which camp was right between early game power with skill start or late game power with income start. With the new changes, where you start with 2 XP, you level up before your fights on days 1, 2, and 3. And that means that the extra gold here is actually very meaningful tempo compared to the gold tier skill, which will struggle to actually fill out its board on day 1. So I think that income start's just probably the best on every character now. There are a couple of reasons for that. One of them is the new Greenheart Expedition on day 9. That's going to need you to actually get a ticket for it. The most reliable way to get that ticket is to spend 20 gold at Aerodrome, and income helps doing that tremendously. Additionally, on Dooley specifically, you find yourself in a spot where you really want to buy a ton of specific items, might do a lot of pivoting days 1 through 3, and without income start, it's almost suffocating trying to do that. Now, for our first hour, we have 3 gold with bonuses by taking the loot option in Jungle Ruins, or Curio. Curio is kind of a bad shot for us. We might have taken income start, but we can burn through this money incredibly fast. We're not like Vanessa, where if we just take a Shadowed Cloak, we have a day 1 build. So we're going to skip the Curio. We're going to instead go here. Curio can be better for a long-term economy if you hit specifically Chimeric Egg, but you won't even see that most Curios. And here for our first fight, I think it's pretty clearly Fanged Eaglet. There are a ton of different cores you can take on Dooley, Primal, Weaponized, and even a The, which all just really benefit from having a 3-speed weapon on their board. It's very, very likely that sometime between days 2 and 5, I would be happy to have a Fang on my board. And I'll go ahead and edit past this fight, because as you can see, we're not doing a whole hell of a lot during it. But I'll also take a moment to remind you that you can sub to the channel for more daily Bazaar content just like this. In fact, the secret to my channel is that all my runs are basically over-explained runs. I'm just going into slightly more detail now than I usually would. And if you could leave a like on the video, it really does help it get more traction, help the channel grow, and I really do appreciate it. Anyways, through no fault of my own, the dog is dead. Let's see what it drops. We have a Fang. All right, that's the best drop, IMO. We don't need Pelt for gold when we have this much money. We're going JJ every time because we just have to find a build at some point. Rocket Launcher is fantastic. We're going to get our bronze skill after we leave the shop. Rocket Launcher says left burn, left damage, right damage. All 4 of those skills. There's only about 25 to 30 options you can hit, I believe. All of those hits would just result in me having a strong build for the day. Micro Dave and Break Buddy, really not it if I've got nothing but a Rocket Launcher. Pulse Rifle, Tanky Anky, always buy Crypto. So Crypto is just great economically. Tanky Anky is interesting. I really want to force dinos this run, and you can force them to some degree. Tanky Anky is great with them. It doesn't really do anything right now. It's basically a big slow force field. But that's okay. You can be a big slow force field. The main reason buying Tanky Anky is questionable is from a purely min-max standpoint. I probably want to buy this Pulse Rifle. And the reason for that is because Pulse Rifle really effectively sets me up to utilize a railgun down the line. But I did that run yesterday. You can go see an undefeated Dooley railgun utilizing Pulse Rifle on my previous upload if you want. I don't want to repeat the exact run. I think most people get more or less exactly how to play Pulse Rifle. This is newer. This is more interesting. I'm not going to do Pulse Rifle for this video. It's not an optimal decision. I think optimally, I probably would have bought that anyway. Rear shielding is very, very good with Tanky Anki. Tanky Anki shields whenever your dinosaurs go off. You effectively shield enchants all of them, but because all the shielding comes from Tanky Anki, rear shielding gets duplicated across every dinosaur I have. I'm just happy enough to take that. I'm not going to roll past it looking for a better rocket launcher. This is very, very strong days 2 and onward. Now, middle is an awkward shop. Typically, if I'm going to middle, it's because I specifically want to find a rocket launcher to utilize skills better. I already know that I'm not getting the skill that I want. I'm not going to see another bronze skill probably. And that makes middle a lot worse because rocket launcher's in my inventory and I don't need the alternatives. I can go there for SATCOM. I cannot go there for the relic though. The alternative is Finn's Big Bite for health and regen. So I'm going to take the tempo of this. 5 regen's a ton on the first day. I don't think I'm favored day 1. Tanky Anki is 60 damage, 80 shield every 8 seconds, which is a lot, but it's not a build. Volcanic Fence, no skill to support. Oh, it's at +3 burn though. I guess he must have gotten some combination of pyro and loot items from Curio. I do have shield, but it doesn't matter. That's enough to proliferate. It's going to get more and more with each use, and I will eventually die to it. Yeah, he's going to be up 4 burn each time. I'm 100% dead to it. I probably won this if it weren't for the extra 3 burn on Volcanic Fence, but that will definitely be the death knell for me. Just, it goes from dealing maybe 10 damage because shield is halving it to single-handedly killing me. 60 burn day 1 out of 1 item was absolutely wild. But it's fine. We took income start. One of the advantages of this strategy is our strength is actually not in the first day. If you high roll a skill and then lose on day 1, it's super demoralizing. It's very bad for you. It actually has ramifications for making it harder to win in the late game because your build is falling off. It's not the problem with income start though. Crypto's still at 1. We're going to go into our Ayla, see if we can't find some weapons to make this work better. Those are awkward weapons. This doesn't do a whole lot. This does even less. Crypto's at 5 though, so that's great. Oh, some people might be wondering why I didn't sell Scrap, Sharpening Saw, and Eagle Talisman before my fight. The answer is because I meant to talk about that and I forgot to. So I'll do it today before my day 2 fight. Just know that not selling these was a mistake. I should absolutely have at least put the Scrap on Tanky Anki and the Sharpening Stone on Rocket Launcher, but here we are. I made a mistake. When you make mistakes, it's important to recognize it, fix it if you can. If it's too late, just know it and don't repeat it. And don't tilt about it, just move on. Here, I definitely want an Uzi. There's a ton of reasons I would want that down the line. I don't really need it yet, but Tanky Anki and Rocket Launcher upgrades are just a lot of gold for nothing. I could spend 10 gold right here and get a marginally better board, and it severely limits my ability to actually buy things that matter down the line. Pulse Rifle is back, still don't need it. Don't much care about Chris Army Knife either. We'll have a full board with the core anyway, so I don't care about these things. There's an argument to buying both for like a weaponized core setup or something, but the main argument for that has to do with, you know, running Railgun. So I'm not doing that. I'm just forcing dinosaurs, and that's the end of it. I very rapidly went from I'll do the intro after I do the run because I don't want to force dinosaurs to I'm forcing dinosaurs. Why didn't I do the intro at the start? Oh well, here we are. None of that's useful to me. We roll past. We have the goal to afford to roll at Quicksell, no problem, and none of that's useful either. That is why I hate Quicksell as a shop when I'm trying to force a specific build because yeah, 4 gold rolls absolutely suck when the number of items you need is so low. I don't actually know that I beat Mod Squad, but I'd be very happy to get Coconut Crab skill anyway. I have enough gold that I also don't need to care about average gold value that much. Generally speaking, you want to go to fights where there are skills or items you really care about. Experience is no longer the deciding factor like it always was previously, so there's a lot more freedom here. I do think hard shell is the best thing you can generally get from a fight on day 2, but at the same time, it's just the average gold value here is so bad. You have to go to Mandala to get this to be worth 4 gold, which is like losing you an hour as well. Otherwise, you're getting 2 gold or 0 gold, and that's an average of 1, which is really bad, even for a day 1 fight. Coconut Crab just has uniquely bad gold rewards, but I do quite like Hard Shell. And I don't know if I beat the other fights. That's what it comes down to. Picking the fight's only something you can do if you actually beat multiple fights. Otherwise, just click the one where you can actually win. We still need to go to Andy quite badly. We haven't found Dinosaur yet, and he is the bread and butter of these sort of builds I'm trying to play. I will upgrade that Uzi. It's very possible we need to have more ammo down the line. I will buy a battery. You never know why you might need one. But yeah, the shops have not been especially kind to us. Let's see what the cores have in store. We have options of Primal Core, the Core, and Weaponized Core, which is basically all three of the ones I was thinking about. If I run Primal Core, I'll be scaling Rocket Launcher and Fang. I'll have another Dinosaur for the Tanky Anky to scale off of. I'll be scaling the Tanky Anky as well. It seems to me like Primal Core is my... That's not the Primal Core. Put that back. Put that back. It seems to me like Primal Core is my best bet at actually winning a fight today. With only 4 gold, I'm actually fairly happy to go to Mandala. Or sorry, only 8 gold. I'm fairly happy to go to Mandala and transform this for 4 gold. Bomb Squad is not useful to me, but it's still plus 4 gold eventually. And now, like I should have yesterday, we can talk about when to sell loot. You shouldn't sell it unless you're getting something for it. If you're going into a day 2 fight, or any day fight really, then you can sell it because it gives you power. I absolutely care about that. So I'll put the scrap there. The rocket launcher is absolutely benefiting the most from this. As for crit chance, it's not gonna matter a ton. If it matters anywhere, it'll matter on the rocket launcher. I'm not willing to hold this for like a Dinosaur down the line. It does matter right now. But the rest of the stuff in my inventory, I generally separated stuff I can sell on the left, stuff I want to keep on the right. I have no reason to sell this Bomb Squad yet because I might find a store, in this case Sparkoon, that'll buy it for an extra gold down the line. I'm going to hold this until I have a reason to sell it because that just gives me a little bit more value over the course of a run by being stingy like that. It also makes stash management a nightmare, so I understand if you don't want to do it.
But I've seen my share of storms.
Healthy jolts, but no healing. Interesting. 33 damage on Julian with a silver yo-yo, huh? Well, I think I'm very dead. That is a ton of slow for a 38 base damage proboscis with a 33 Julian. I do have a decent chunk of shield from Danky Anky, but just like, yeah, that proboscis is huge. We're so close.
Got talent.
We get there, just barely.
Toward nobler use.
I thought for sure that the Julian yo-yo proboscis was gonna get me, but it didn't quite go far enough. It is only a bronze grappling hook. That is why I'm alive. I thought it was silver. 1-in-1 coming out of this income start's not bad at all. But the main thing that will determine the course of your run if you're trying to play any sort of dinosaur build is how much access you have to metascaling. It's why I've been really aggressively pushing my economy. Because now that it's day 3, I actually have a good shot of finding silver items. If you don't know, silver items do start appearing on day 2, but they are much rarer. They get steadily more common until they start to fall off in around day 5, I think. But right now, I have this 18 gold. I really want to go to any shop that can stock Dinosaur, Mamasaur, Trollosaur, because I want to start metascaling my dinosaurs. Slight problem, I just have Tanky Anky in the core right now, so metascaling my dinosaurs isn't as good as it would normally be. One of the things we can look for is Dino Disguise. I'm not going to buy that for 4 gold. I don't think it's necessarily worth for the economy. I can, if I find a Dino Disguise, start trying to scale a Fang. And that's part of the reason that I didn't want to buy the Satcom. If I see Dino Disguise on this page, I'm spending 8 gold buying that. I'm down to 8 gold. Suddenly buying the Satcom would actually make it hard to afford the item destruction that I actually need. And here, again, these things are worth gold. I love them. I've got to go to JJ and just desperately look for Mamasaur and Dinosaur and all the other stuff. We do roll looking for Dinosaur, definitely, but we don't see it. We could pick one of these up and YOLO transform them trying to get second Tanky Anky, but that's nonsense. We don't do that. So here, this is just obviously what we're using in our PvE fight. We have no other dinosaurs to scale, so we do this. It's not exactly a great board. You really want to find Dinosaur to do stuff like this. So we straight up do not beat Hover by Cooligan. We beat these other two. Brawl Street Challenger has one of those broken skills in the game right now, and it works very well with a Nitrogen Hammer. Now, I currently just spent all of my gold buying not Nitrogen Hammer halfway through day 3. There's no way to really utilize the skill, so I'm gonna go Tempest Bravo. His average gold value should be higher with the bars of gold and the fiery cutlasses with the enchants. There are a couple of weak hits here, especially Flame Dancer. But honestly, I might pick up Flame Dancer because 10% crit chance if I get a fiery enchant isn't even that bad. And it's not like I have a big pile of skills for Grandmaster right now anyway. I'm hoping for not Flame Dancer though. I'd really like to get cash, and that is cash. The whole concept of Dinosaur Dually is essentially maximizing metascaling on Mamasaur and Dinosaur, just finding as many item choices as you can to scale this stuff up incredibly strong. The problem we encounter right now that I've never seen before is that I simply don't have a Dinosaur, so my scaling is not very good. We basically need to find Dinosaur or Dino Disguise immediately. Neither of these help with that, so I'm gonna take a non-weapon item for the econ. Could have been Dino Disguise, instead it was 1 gold. Upgrade a bronze tier item, but about that, right? We can upgrade the battery. That's not terrible. We can upgrade this for essentially 4 gold. That's probably wrong. I'm inclined to think that currently our best board is something like that, just upgrade the battery, get this thing to go off at 7 seconds. It definitely affects whether or not we're likely to win today. Down the line, I like having a high tier battery for a variety of reasons. We don't know what it'll be useful for yet, but it will be useful for something. B1 and B2 as well, huh? We can liquidate 11 gold at Midsworth, which is 15. If I found a second Mamasar, I don't think I'd be willing to sell Tanky Anky to get it. So I could not roll and buy Mamasar. Not easily. If I sold the Uzi, I could roll and buy Mamasar, put the Fang in. I'd be very happy to do that. Obviously, I'm probably just going to Midsworth and losing 4 gold. I will actually upgrade Tanky Anky here. I'm just very low on cash. What am I doing? Midsworth sells Dinosaurs. I'm so bad at the game. I can't explain that decision to you. My mind just totally blacked out that information. I obviously should have gone there. I was just like so tunneled on, I can't sell Dinosaur, Trollosaur. Forgot the one that's normally in my stash from day one. Anyways, we're still probably favored going into most max. I've been seeing a lot of Poison Mac early, which is a little bit rough for us as so much of our board is dedicated to Tanky Yankee. What does this Mac do? It's gotta be, no, Regen has icons now. This Mac does quest. He's in the process of figuring out what he does. Fair enough. I can't imagine we lose in that case. Yeah, sometimes if you encounter an early game Mac, you just get a free ride like this. Not a lot he could have done to win there. He spent all of his gold, like you can see. He's bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items that are just quest and economy. Obviously, some amount of that is upgrades, and maybe he bought them at silver, but that's just so much cash, so much time, and not getting power. Now we go to Ayla, we make up for lost mistakes, right? We just find Dinosaur here. All right, that's obviously very, very, very good, but I need the guy I'm scaling. I'll sell the Cutlass, buy a Mamasar to gold on day 4, which is insane, but we need a scaling target for it. We've got everything we want except the one thing we need. So if I take these out, 1, 2, 8, I can keep most of this then, right? Goodbye rocket launcher, goodbye bomb squad, goodbye trained spider, pick up the Trollosaur, get more scaling. So obviously this isn't bad. But normally the plan when you're playing Dinosaurs is to scale a very small, fast weapon. It's not blow them up 7 seconds into the fight, right? Like, we're at a point where Tanky Anky's probably wrong, where I'm probably better off running this battery and just random stuff next to the core. And the reason for that is because Tanky Anky's like slow and giving me defenses. I need to go off faster, and 7 seconds is still slow. For now, the cost is too great, but I do not like this build at all. I've got to run Tanky Anky because the defenses are too good, but I just don't do anything for 7 seconds. 9, really. Anyway, we're horribly broke, so comparing 4 regen to 5 regen and 5% max health is pretty easy. We go Hellbilly every time, reason straightforward. Hellbilly has a ticket. As I've mentioned earlier, I don't know if I actually mentioned it in this video, just in case I didn't, Temple Expedition tickets are one of the most important things in this run. Income Start making it easier to buy one at Aerodrome is part of why Income Start is so good now. You can also see I'm at 0 gold despite taking a ton of greedy decisions so far, and I don't even have all the items I want. So getting this for the possible enchants available off that temple, as well as the insane amount of gold it gives, is absolutely fantastic. Aside from that, like, he's the rightmost enemy, he has the most base gold, he's not a bad fight at all. But we're here mostly for the ticket. I will usually be going to the fight that has the ticket. Kina cannot fix my problem. That's going to be a pretty easy 4 gold from me. Argenta, please don't make me roll. Huh. So rolling off of machine learning doesn't feel right. I'm just going to take this. It's obviously not great. It's just more scaling that I don't really need. And the cooldown does get a bit lower, which does matter more, I think. But it's just that spending 4 gold to roll there feels very, very bad. I don't have anywhere near Nufu money. Again, that's part of why I wasn't rolling just now. A small burn item is likely next to no gold. I'm going to go to Barcoon. I can sell some small items for a bit of extra cash. Can have this Alati. Can have this. I like these. Because the thing is, if I find Dino Disguise, right, I will roll here because I have a shot at Dino Disguise on this shop. Nope, nothing. If I find Dino Disguise, Fang and Uzi both become very, very, very premium items, right? I would immediately drop Core Tanky Anky, run Dino Disguise, Fang, Uzi, Battery, and be very happy with that. So I don't want to sell these. Even though I get extra cash from them now, there's a path to a late game plan right here. And right now, my plan is hopefully they don't kill me in under 9 seconds, because then I'll deal a ton of damage and shield, and I'll be able to win the fight from there, provided they don't scale up too much. Like, it's very, very rough right now. It is Shadowed Cloak Katana, but I think that's not enough to kill me. It depends on the grenade crit chance. The grenade didn't crit, so we have a chance of staying alive. All right.
I've got another salvo with me.
Had the grenade crit, I just die, by the way. 1 in 3 to lose that, but we live, thankfully. Just huge amounts of damage out of that, man. And it's part of why I don't like Tanky Yankee. I'd much rather be scaling something fast and being more aggressive. I don't like going to middle here. I really want that 5 gold, but I have to go middle. Trollosaur upgrade's not huge, but Dinosaur is, Dino Saddle is. These are crazy, crazy econ items. I'm actually so bad economically, I might sell Battery and Uzi. I don't think it's right, though. I'm always buying Schematics. In my opinion, Schematics is the single strongest economy item in the game. It will give you more than 1 random item of the same tier every single day because you level up more than once a day. And it's going to just give you crazy, crazy amounts of money over the course of a run. Temporal Navigator's not far behind. It's not size restricted, so it's just random size relics, but most relics are not 3 size. So it's worse cash by a lot, and I don't want to sell the things I would have to pick it up. So I will just take Schematics and be on my way. Sylvia, huh? If I go to Sylvia and roll, I can still pick it up on page 2, though it's a bit more painful. It being Dinosaur. Dinosaur could also be managed. The thing is, if I go here and roll and it's not there, I basically can't go to another shop. I'm taking the bad econ option. Like, my board's not unplayable trash or anything. We're still okay. I don't mind fighting Sabretooth. The average gold value there is great. Probably worse than Mod Squad due to the cryptos, because you can essentially look at crypto as like a 15 gold item. But the shiny fangs here are much appreciated if I end up going the Dino Disguise route, which I'm currently really seriously looking at the Dino Disguise route. I'm going to go here. I think, well, Diamond Fangs probably does nothing for the build I'm playing with how it's been going. Shiny Fangs are great. The average gold value is not bad with all the pelts. But the main thing is just like, if I find Dino Disguise, Shiny Fang is better than Dinosaur, right? I only got 1 item destroyed, which doesn't sound like it should be possible. Did we kill him before Mamasar went off? What happens? Oh, he only has 650 health, the poor guy. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I didn't realize he was this frail. I should have removed Primal Core from my board to get more scaling. I did not realize this. That dude is made of glass and hope. Oh, well. I was very happy when I saw the diamond border, but did not get the one I wanted. Anyway, we have cash again. We're going to go to JJ. Keep looking for the items that we desperately need. Yeah, I've got the cash for it now. I'll take it today.
How about this weather?
Yeah, that's more or less what I was afraid of. Need to sell something to make room so the Schematics can generate a 3-size item, which it did. Nice. Force Field, huh? Sadly, Tanky Yankee doesn't combat with stuff like Force Field and Armadillo as much as it might first seem to. It just takes up too much space. Because you also need the Dino Disguise. It's not like a one-stop. You need multiple pieces. Kina, I've got cash thanks to my Schematics. Not it. Thoroughly not it. Still, though, we've done a lot of scaling off of the gold Mamasar. Our build's not actually weak for the day. Our base values are kind of ridiculous. Just like at 9 seconds, all of our stuff activates and our opponent usually dies without bonus health or good defenses. Yeah, 1,080. If you just add up what all my stuff does, 250, 220, 390, 210, that's over 1,000. And they have next to no defenses. Like, this leech does not count. Although 9 seconds is just an absolute eternity. Thankfully, he did live slightly longer than the Sabretooth, so we get the second item destruction. Now that they've fixed this to work on the killing blow, it's much less min-maxy to actually get all the item destroys you want. That's plus 60 damage on everything again, and it's just painful because Dinosaur isn't here. We don't have like a Fang or anything. Ayla, please help. There's so much meaningful scaling that I'm missing out on because I just can't seem to get the final piece. Runic Double Bow. I guess it is a relic, huh? It's 2 multicast, double crit damage, and lifesteal, so I'm like looking at it in the same way I look at the Fang. We're not doing that though. I didn't need to sell that yet. I should have held it slightly, but oh well.
You'll be back.
Definitely not the weapons I wanted on that shop. You get a Barcoon, no questions asked.
Welcome to my
Hydraulic Press and Railgun are both great builds, not for me. Neither is that page, unfortunately, and I don't want to give up these items.
I can feel my leaves falling.
So looking at our monsters, there are no tickets here. My two options here are go to Infernal for higher average gold value and guaranteed 1 experience, or go to Dire Mosquito for a chance at a wing. My build just slow as hell. A single insect wing isn't fixing that. I'm gonna go to Infernal. 1 XP is not a big deal, but getting enough XP to eventually get ahead on level curve does matter. Just like never prioritizing XP is not correct. You do want to get a good chunk of XP where you can. I didn't realize that we were almost killing Infernal too quickly. That's kind of wild. Also, Primal Core, like normally you drop it, but in this case, it's just starting to deal enough damage to be good. Yeah, even Diamond Cinders is good with the Trollosaur. Upgrade a silver or lower tier item, you say. So like, here's the thing with Trollosaur, right? I can upgrade him to gold. He'll self-scale more. It doesn't really do a ton. I kind of would rather just upgrade the schematics, start getting the chance at fiber optics, start making more gold with it. I've got so much economy with fiber optics plus temporal that it's kind of unnecessary. And we might end up in a situation where we're ride or die with Trollosaur, where we need to like double activate it with fiber optics to win in our final days. So I am gonna upgrade Trollosaur. It's not like a huge amount of additional scaling, but it is meaningfully more scaling, and it's currently the build. Like, I would much rather be playing Dinosaur than this, but all in on Trollosaur is perfectly fine. Anyways, for our next shop, it's gotta be Kina. Like I was saying a second ago, if we're all in on Trollosaur, oh shit, Dinos, guys. Hold up. All right, toss this, toss that, I don't care. We don't need to optimize the inventory that badly. So Tanky Anky's been great and all, but like, we just do that, right? Battery Mamasaur to go off faster, Metascale, Fang, and Uzi. That seems much better than utilizing the core. It's probably worse today just because these numbers are so big. Let's see what our opponent's at before we say yay or nay to that. I don't really care about a silver tech item. If that were gold, I would probably buy the light bulb. And if I didn't have a battery, I would care, but getting a second silver battery doesn't really matter to me. Mountain Pass is nice. It's a lot of additional scaling. I would love to go to Tinker, but I think this is a winning play. And Mountain Pass is a chance at a fight is a chance at meta scaling. Or a chance at start a fight burn. This is actually not even a penalty. Like, the poison one is kind of a penalty. You take 60 poison, or 60 damage rather, from the poison over the course of a long fight. But this kills you 3 damage and gives you start a fight burn triggers. It's actually good for you. Now, we are up against a 4-win, veritably undefeated Dooley. So let's go ahead and switch back to the other build then. I think if we're gonna be winning this, we probably need Tanky Anky and the huge burst combo. Start of day, I am generating a relic, but there's nothing I can do to make space without sacrificing a lot of build power. So unfortunately, I kinda just need to do this today. Otherwise, I'm really risking throwing the game. Or at least throwing this match, right? We're both undefeated. Oh wait, neither of us is undefeated. We're both 1 loss. You're just weaponized core flamethrower? I could have sandbagged. I could have done more than this. Oh man, I'm surprised that weaponized core is doing that much, but to be fair, Tanky Anky makes this a lot easier. But yeah, this is one of those fights where just these two probably would not have killed my opponent, and the fight would have gone a lot longer against weaponized core battery flamethrower. So that looked like a stomp, and it was, but I think if I had changed my build out for better meta scaling, I probably would have lost. Now, having said that, we're probably completely done ever running either of these, because after 1 fight, we've gained 60 damage on Uzi and Fang, and then they immediately start rapidly scaling out of control and becoming a huge problem for our opponents. Yeah, I am done with Primal Core, unfortunately. Sapphire is a neat pickup. Unfortunately, I can't really utilize that in any meaningful way. We will go Andy, though. A Dinosaur over the battery would still be much better. I'd rather just have faster damaging things, but that doesn't seem to be an option right now. We roll, we hope. We get nothing, as is our lot in life, but we'll move on and we'll do better at the next shop, maybe. It's gotta be middle. Trollosaur, Dianosaur, the chance at Dinosaur doing some silly things, and our lot in life continues, unfortunately. Oh, it's Radiant Corsair. So the thing with Radiant Corsair is I'm very, very, very sure I'd win with Tanky. Actually, I'm not. Like, yeah, it's huge damage, but it's very, very slow. The shield would counteract the burn, but I'd have very few items that get slowed into the ground. I don't think it would actually be a clear win against Radiant Corsair. Anyway, I'm very happy to just go here and scale other things instead. And I'm sorry, Tanky Anky. Pretty consistently, you will find that Tanky Anky and Primal Core don't make it to your final boards because you have something like this where you have item destruction, big clumsy scaling stuff with cooldown reduction, and just like these things do not fit. Gonna toss Tanky Yankee. He's been great. We are committing to the build transition. We're gonna go Thug here. He has plenty of items to destroy. We went for sure. Bonk is an insane skill. 40 gold's an insane drop. No one today has a ticket. And sadly, I just don't really think I beat Radiant Corsair because this stuff hasn't scaled yet, but it's gonna start scaling very, very quickly from here. In case you're wondering how much really is a 60 damage, the answer is 3 copies of gold strength. It's a massive amount of additional damage every fight, and very, very quickly, these things will start killing our opponent before we can even trigger Mamasar. It's gonna become a problem. Free skills, haste and charge, gold. I'm not thinking of a haste and charge skill that really synergizes with Dinosaurs. I'm gonna be going gold skills. I don't haste, I don't have a core, I don't really burn that much either. And regardless, I gain 30, 60, 80, 100 damage. I gain 10 burn every fight. What do I care about Emanating Spark? We can do better. 25 crit on Mamasar, 24 crit on Rightmost, which is gonna be my win condition. I'm gonna go right eye here. I think we're pretty confident that Trollosaur is gonna be our win condition in the late game, provided that these aren't just winning on their own, which I don't know will be the case. Oh, we generated crypto, nice. I'm just gonna sell the core now because I'm gonna have space problems tomorrow immediately. Shouldn't have, but oh well, I'm impatient as well. Chili Charles is fantastic. That's 2 more item destroys. I don't think I want anything from him. Even reaching the summit is bad for my build. I don't think I would hold Icicle all run, but I would try to. Because like you see day 14 Pig, you put in Icicle if you have the room. Like screw the battery, put in Icicle. That dude might be a single item that one-shots you, right? Icicle's a big deal. But yeah, day 7, no Dinosaur is not usually how these sorts of builds play out. It's Finn versus Tinker. That's a very easy Tinker. Going to toss this too. That gives me, oh, actually more spaces than I need for Temporal Navigator. But we go Tinker here for sure. That's where all the damage scaling is. That's where Dinosaur is, hot damn. You were fun, battery, you're out. Having this scale as well, just like, this will beat down our opponents stupidly fast now. We need this guy scaling. Battery's great, not gonna sell it, but we're probably never using it now. The Trollosaur endgame has just been usurped. We have so many fast weapons scaling now that we don't need it. We do roll for Dinosaur, we don't hit it. We would much rather a Dinosaur than a Trollosaur here because that would give us more scaling per destroy, but oh well. This Vanessa does not stand a chance. They are very, very dead.
Underestimate me.
We've sort of hit the critical mass that Dino Dooley is always moving towards, where your scaling has enough targets and enough already built up that your opponent doesn't really stand a chance. Like, these are not items that have been getting scaled for that long, right? They would eventually kill him without the rest of my build. Oh no, they might actually do too much. Please let Mamasar, there we go, good. Mamasar managed to resolve. I was worried that we were already at a point where our opponents were going to die before I got to use Mamasar. We haven't even scaled the Dinosaur yet, but there he goes, straight to 80. So this gets out of control real fast. The meta scaling is what breaks this archetype in half. We're just building a collection of gemstones over here. I'm gonna go to Tinker again. That's where all the item instructions at. Sad times. But I think the shop's been kind enough that I can't even be upset anymore. Holsters from Gassio is normally the thing you're hyped about, but I mean, in this build, I would have to give up my scaling in some capacity for them. That's not true. I would hold a gold holsters pretty much forever.
But let's make you amazing.
Is there a way that I can use rocket boots that makes any sense here? I can't imagine a world where rocket boots does anything. I'm gonna leave.
Going to keep wearing
the gold holsters would have been nice to hold for late game in case Trollosaur gets replaced entirely, but that's not happening here. Anyways, no chance at a ticket today. I guess there are no day 8 fights that sell tickets anyway, so our only chance of going to the temple is seeing Aerodrome on the last 2 hours of day 8, which I've seen a surprising number of times. I think we just go Dr. Vortex as we need to fight someone we actually think will be alive when Mamasar goes off. We really, really can't lower our damage very effectively. A lot of time when you're playing stuff with Dinosaur, you can nerf your damage by removing Dinosaurs so that he doesn't trigger. That's not really possible with Dino Disguise though, because our other sources of scaling, like if we remove Dino Disguise, these guys don't permanently scale. Obviously the same's true there. We would have to remove Dinosaur itself if we wanted to let them live longer. But we're quickly getting to the point where we won't be able to let anyone live for any period of time. We're dealing way too much damage. Also, I completely forgot to adjust my inventory size and didn't get schematics as a result because I am bad at the game. No excuses, just terrible play. I guess I go Andy looking for like fiber optics battery None of it really matters. Metronome will not be making this board. Yeah, all right. Buy the light bulb first in case it gives me exactly fiber optics. Pen FT. That's a very fast item. It doesn't do anything, right? I mean, it's funny that you could like make an obsidian PFT, turn it into a dinosaur and scale it, but obviously it doesn't help right now. I'm gonna hold this if I can. I'm gonna toss the rest of this. I'm going to pick up the fiber optics. And someday it's very possible that fiber optics replaces Trollosar, right? That we have like Uzi far left and then far right Dinosaur. That wouldn't line out very well. We'd be wasting half of it. Well, it's not at diamond yet, so I could do this, right? This would be my strongest board by far today. Here's the issue. I'm not going to destroy an item. The Uzi, the Fang, and the Dinosaur will kill them first. I have 2300 HP. Every 2 seconds, I deal 400. Every 3 seconds, I deal 245. So in 6 seconds, it's 500 from the Fang, 800 from these guys. It's 1300 damage just for my small items every 6. I'd probably still get the item destroyed, but like, why risk it, right? I can just play a little bit less greedy, do this, and be in a situation where I know for a fact I'm gonna put my crit chance on Momosaur. This obviously isn't better for killing them, but I don't want Trollosar to kill them. This is not like gonna hurt my chance of winning very much at all, but it is going to increase my chance of them living long enough for Momosaur to actually do something. Dino Saddle is a shield item, so Kev can sell that, which multicast Dinosaur. That's typically pretty good. But in this specific circumstance, I'd have to drop Trollosar for it. I would be okay banking the Dino Saddle. It's not useful right now, but way down the line, it's pretty messed up. Upgrading this doesn't do anything. Like, I know I don't need 8 gold, so I will. Like, I'm so wealthy that it's fine to do this, but that is a completely frivolous buy, where if I had less gold, even like 35 gold, I would never have bought it. Anyway, our build is incredibly strong. Our opponent seems to be struggling. Can't sympathize with that today. My concern is not my opponent will beat me, it's that they'll die too quickly for me to meta scale. It's a flagship build with a powder keg? Those don't usually go together. How do you scale the powder keg? What's the powder keg do? Does it just go off 20 seconds in? This isn't a build. Yeah, like I said, man, Momosaur just didn't have time to go off. Oh man, that's unfortunate. My opponents are literally too weak for me to get more value out of them. So this is the downside of using Dino Disguise on several small fast items. You start getting too much damage. Doesn't sound like a thing, but I assure you it is. I'm gonna take XP here over going to Toxlox. It's just a very, very weak shot. Deadly isn't terrible on the Trollosar if I'm giving it the crit chance, right? It goes from 24 to 74. It's not that far away from 100% at that point. Let me just quickly check that Dino Disguise has an awful deadly enchant. It might be a weird one. Yeah, no, it just gives 50% crit chance on the shield effect, like you'd imagine. It's not like a very hype thing to be doing, but I do think Deadly Trollosar is the best enchant I've got here. It's not very good, but those enchant options are just a bit rough. Midsworth, small and large items. I've got all the smalls I need. It's really just for silly fiber optics things in the late game. Also, I did not realize I was leveling up. I'm bad at the game. Just going to sell these immediately out of shame. Then go to Midsworth and have even more shame because he would have bought that medium item for more, but oh well, here we are. Crude Tools is a very cool item, just not useful for this build, and none of that's relevant to us. Although I will note that if you are not playing Dinosaurs, Kinetic Cannon is fantastic. I think Pharaoh's Khan has enough health to survive. I think I need to do something like this to actually make sure I get the eat, just like not scale the Fang. Pharaoh's Khan is not going to be tanky enough to live through that last item. So this doesn't get me the full scaling on all of my items, but I literally will not be able to do that. 2700 health does not last long against this Uzi. So doing it this way instead gives me a much better shot. Oh, rip sniper rifle.
You know this isn't over.
So we still get very, very good scaling out of that. Just one of our items falls behind a little bit. Sure. It doesn't do very much, but sure. I guess I'm gonna click Deadly Duel again. I won't the meta scaling, so let's see what we're up against. Death Knight Reaper. That guy, I think, has enough health. I could be wrong. This might actually be way too much damage. I don't think... Oh, man. It's really fast, though. Maybe it is too much damage. Oh, he's not gonna get to freeze me because I guaranteed eat the sapphire first and then crit. Shit. All right, yeah, with Trollosaur having deadly, I actually have to run fiber optics in all PvE fights if I want to get the second eat from the Mamasar now. I forgot how that would interact. I don't care about any relics I can pick up, so I'm gonna toss this to give myself more value when the schematics goes off after this fight. Made it to 1109, that's pretty far ahead of curve. Freeze and haste and charge are both awful. Like, these are probably the worst 3 vendors I can get. Dually skills when I have multiple friends and no core, haste and charge when I have no haste, and freeze skills when I basically don't do anything that would trigger freeze either. I think I'm gonna go freeze skills for start of combat freeze with Valley Fire, or sorry, Valley Fever. All right. Not only did I get it, I got it the highest possible tier. I'm very happy with that. Just ridiculously wealthy off of those early purchases of schematics and temporal navigator. Yeah, that's about what I expected on those shops, but oh well. I feel incredibly strong going into the next fight. I can't really imagine losing. Just like Pig doesn't do it, man. Pig feels so rough in this meta. I'm just not recording for Pig these days. Cause like, yeah, this dude's out here playing drum. He's scaling up over time. He did the quest, he's on Obsidian Yo-Yo, things are going great. And he's scaling up to a place lower than I started, right? Like, who cares? Actually, he did beat me. The quest relic and the heavy drum specifically slowing me into the ground was enough. Heavy drum is a very, very good enchant. But like, dude, is this all you need to beat Dinosaurs? You just need to hit enchanted item with Obsidian, lifesteal multicast disruption drum. It's just absolutely wild. Like, you look at his board, he had 18 slows from his random enchant to permanently slow my whole board, and over half of his damage was from, because remember, half the Haladi's damage is this as well. Over half his damage is just from the temple that he got, and he barely won. Like, oh god, it's miserable playing Pig. Also, looking at his win rate, he's only at 5 wins, right? Like, this is so frustrating to play Pig. Like, this build's insane. Oh, and he lived because he dodged the crit there because I'm mispositioned. Even only lost it because of my own misplay as well. Or at least half the time I lost it, it was my own misplay. Just, you play Pig, you try hard as hell, you create the sickest builds, and you either barely win and bomb out around 8 to 9, or you just get steamrolled. It's very frustrating right now. I forgot that I need to juggle these back and forth depending on PvE or PvP, and that might have cost me just straight up coin flip on whether or not it mattered that fight. Is there anything I care about at Midsworth, really? The second fiber optics would be a big deal. Diamond fiber optics would get run over something every time. Yep, can't do much about that. I should beat Volca's Enforcer, absolutely no problem. I don't know how many eats I'll get. I've got a deadly guy here. I want to go Lord of the Waste, right? If your weapons deal double crit damage, is kind of crazy when you have a nearly 100% crit guy dealing 1000 damage and 100 burn, right? Then on top of that, he has 3% all cooldown and a pendulum. It's just a very, very good fight to take when you can take it, especially if you have critting weapons. 3% cooldown all items, I can't be upset. Friends are generally good. I'm happy to go Pearl. I've got a ton of cash. We can look for some crazy, crazy things here. I don't think Charging Station is it. It's not really the build for that. Unfortunately, none of my Dinosaurs are properties, so I can't make use of a diamond keychain. Hard pass on all of that. There'll be something good eventually. Deadly Bulldozer, not quite at. It's funny though. But they also nerfed him. He's not got a particularly good enchant, so I'll pass. I'm telling you, there are items we care about somewhere in Pearl's archaeology dig site. Every 3 seconds. Oh no, it's only quest items. So that was if you have another relic. So this is only usable in Mac is what I'm hearing. Cool. I might want to take Diamond Rewards card. That's coward talk. We're gonna have to take something soon though. Please sell me an item that has real value. I'll use all my gold if you don't want to sell anything valuable. I was willing to stop before. Wow. Actual trash at this Pearl. I will take 16 gold and leave disgruntled. Gold tier loot item for sure. Well, the burn value keeps going up. Unlike my economy. We just used all of it for literally nothing. that will happily go Ayla looking for some last chance upgrades.
But
I say last chance, like the...
fight.
What is this? Oh, they're so cool. So at this point, I could probably go 10 with Tanky Yankee. Normally when you drop Tanky Yankee, it's because you're doing juggling in the mid game. Like you saw for most of this run, I had 3 spots left that were generating gold on schematics and temporal navigator, right? I could just run the Tanky Yankee instead. At this point, though, I kind of have enough scaling. I don't think I do. For the next 3 days, 4 days even, like the shielding would be really appreciated, but I lose the meta scaling in the fights. Spex just doesn't make sense in a world with meta scaling. Like Spex is a genuinely good card, right? Look how many incredibly fast dinosaurs I have, and he's right there. And I have guaranteed diamond upgrade tomorrow. So Spex is so cool. I think Spex, like this might be the rarely if ever seen Spex pick, because I have fiber optics. I have to drop Trollosaur. Like the idea would be you bring these in, you bring Spex in, use fiber optics to charge Spex and battery to charge Dinosaur. And that creates like a very, very fast situation for your board where Spex is going off super, super fast. Because at Diamond, he is 100 damage, 200 because he's Obsidian and charging for 3 seconds. Like it will actually be a much, much faster build than what I'm currently playing. But if I'm doing this, I have to sell something for it. Because I've only got 8 gold in my stash and he costs 48. I'm down 11. I'm fairly convinced that selling my Trollosaur is in fact trolling. You know what? We're 50 minutes in on day 10. This was supposed to be a video where I did over-explained. I feel like I haven't over-explained that much. We're doing this. Get out of here. We're scrapping the idea of this being an over-explained run. I want to play with this guy. We've been making a lot of suboptimal decisions. For all I know, by the time this video goes live, the thing I'm over-explaining will have been nerfed anyway. Let's just go Spex. Let's make him happen. Because this seems like a great situation for a Spex, right? Maybe not today. Like, he's a lot better at Diamond for sure. But I want to give it a shot. Also, he's notably not good at destroying items when I'm running this many small items, isn't he? It's fine. I'm just using him as a big thing to hit my enemies with. And for today, this is the best board I've got for sure. I didn't actually check my count. Dinosaurs should be fine. I should have 4 others. 5,000 health, huge crit chance. That's definitely alarming. Probably a knee brace start unless they're the same level as me. But this is just a ton of damage off all the little guys. The big dinosaur is much faster. Actually pretty close. Actually pretty close. I was a little bit worried there. I assume that crit and I didn't just get insanely lucky, right? Yeah, that definitely crit. Its damage never got to 1,000. Very, very scary fighting a diamond inexorable at any point. So my idea was very specifically that long-term scaling is basically over. I've got enough damage with the diamond Spex. The build being faster will matter more. I don't know that any of that shit's true. I'm going to click the mystery portal because I'm pretty poor. Rivet gun would not be bad. Neither would diamond hammer, but I can't really afford very much. Yeah, exactly. Toss this. The rivet gun's at gold. What would the positioning be? You would use the Uzi because like it's not actually at the right speeds anyway. So I think the positioning is something like this, right? At 1.9, the Uzi triggers fiber optics, charging the Dinosaur to go off, triggering rivet gun into the Mamasar, which will be into Spex at the end of the day because we're believing, we're doing it. And this is just enough scaling on all the little guys. Maybe I can continue scaling them in PvE. That would be ideal. I have no cash left, like literally none. We just have to click this slow item. I have nothing left to liquidate. I have used everything. We're gonna go Lord of the Waste again. Like I said last time, the 3% cooldown is great. Pendulum's probably not happening now that we have fiber optics and rivet gun, but foreboding winds is kind of crazy.
Return to
Bazaar. We slapped too hard. Shit. Yeah, I shouldn't have done doing it this way. I should have found it. I don't know if there's a different way to do it other than removing something. No auto destruction, no scaling. I'm stuck thinking about Spex being an idiot. It's fine. It's gonna be worth. I'm telling you, we're not just hard trolling. He's actually. You dare show your face now? I'm buying schematics and leaving. Fuck you. We're doing Spex things. You can't make me think better of it.
Temper, sharpen, reinforce.
When you use another dinosaur, charge this 3 seconds. When you use another friend, gain 100 damage. This has double damage. Surely this is good, right? That's not a rivet gun. I was so confused at Dinosaur's 10-second cooldown. So right now, the Uzi charges Dinosaur pretty much the full second and then immediately passes it on via the rivet gun direct Spex. I think that's probably the way to do it. I'm just trying to like figure out how this is different. I feel like this is better. I don't know why I feel like this is better. Because every use of the Uzi is getting full value still, but on top of that, it's immediately triggering rivet gun. Whereas like this, the fiber optics does not immediately result in passing on charge with rivet gun. I think I'm essentially double dipping the charge by having rivet gun be on a proportionally faster item. Anyway, we always go Mirkwood Bayou. We put poison on something. If I had anything that cared about spamming, it would be best on fiber optics, but I don't, so I put it on my biggest gun. Also my fastest gun, which could matter for, you know, skills in the future. 500 damage, 50 poison Uzi, very, very normal things. It is probably a dino mirror. It might be a railgun mirror. They could be playing cool stuff with the core, nitrogen hammer, kinetic cannon. There's lots of other good doodly things. Restorative railgun. Scary. I have less items than him, or sorry, more items than him. So I don't trigger Rex Spex. It's just a question of, do I deal the damage I was hoping I did when I set this build up? It doesn't seem like I do. It seems like I've made mistakes. Wow, how incredibly fair this feels. Dude, he got up to 1,000. He's crazy. He's cracked. Oh my God, he does nothing. So this went off 4 times. This went off 3 times. This went off 4 times. The Uzi dealt the same damage as Rex Spex. The 2 small items dealt basically the same damage as Rex Spex. And he scaled up to 1,000 from the 11 item activations, which feels wrong. When you use another friend, oh, it's not dinosaurs, it's friends? Oh, so he specifically made to not work with Dino Disguise? Oh, I did not know what this guy did. Well, that's not good. No wonder it seemed like he sucked. He was only scaling when Dinosaur went off. I was like, no, 11 times 200 is not 1,000. Something is wrong. Yeah, he does not say when you use another dinosaur, charge this. When you use another dinosaur, gain damage. Also, that FPS drop when you hover items is awful. I don't know if it was like supposed to be a slowdown that they did intentionally and messed up, or if it's a different bug, but that is miserable to look at. So, oh, that's not good. Rex Spex is supposed to be in a friend build, you say. He's Dualtron 2, you say. Well, he's not Dualtron 2. He's charged when you use dinosaurs, but only gains damage when you use friends. Like, he's specifically written to not be good as Dualtron and also to not be good in a dinosaur build. Like, he doesn't work with Dino Disguise. He doesn't work instead of Dualtron. Why is it 2 different text? Oh, God. He's awful. I want to try to finish the run with him because I don't think I'll get a better shot than this. What can I do to make him better, though? I don't think I can. I think I just, like, run the Mamasaur and hope it works out. Gonna take 2 experience here. Go to Barcoon, I guess? Maybe I should have taken crit chance? I don't know.
I love them all.
Oh. That is so disheartening. I thought he did things. I thought he scaled off dinosaurs and like that was the point of Dino Disguise. That was the way it was meant to function. But since it doesn't work with Dino Disguise, like what are we talking about? I think the idea is in my final fight I do this. I use the Uzi to charge the Dinosaur to charge the Mamasaur. And then that makes Rex notably faster. Not notably faster, notably stronger. Not faster, notably slower, actually. I'm not gonna try, if I'm doing this in my final fight, it might be right to do it this way now, because I could get another item destroy, maybe? No, this is just gonna kill them instantly, I know it is. Like, the only way... How do I get any scaling? My build is so strong, how do I get any scaling? Shit. If I just put the battery in, is that better? Then I'm charging 2 seconds into this, it's going off. It's technically like a little bit better than the fiber optics would be. I don't think he's gonna live long enough for me to get any scaling. I'm just gonna give it a shot.
Yes, I will dance with you.
Only 3k health. Oh God, he's dead. Yeah, I don't I don't think we're gonna see Bazaar trigger here, boys. Oh, we actually got it. Nice. But the scaling just falls off a cliff when you throw Trollosaur, and by throwing Trollosaur, I have thrown the run. Because I didn't even do it for an item that properly works in my build. Poison skills, burn skills, diamond tier skills. Well, I'm gonna go with diamond tier skills. You level up, upgrade a silver tier item. Gonna have to pass on these. 2,000 health is kind of a lot. I want to see if there's like a way to use this. 1 second. So the idea would be something like this. The Uzi goes off, triggering fiber optics onto Dinosaur. I don't have any Dinosaurs anymore. He doesn't fucking work. It's awful. It's miserable. I've just created a puzzle for myself that I'm desperately trying to solve, and all I have to do is put Bazaar back on the board and win. What's in this store? Oh, right, 2,000 health. Like, even if I did something like this, it's not going to be good. So, is this enough Dinosaurs? Probably not. I need tools and relics. Hilariously, I'm only 1 short no matter how I do it, too. But large appetites isn't going to work, no matter how I make my build. So we're going to roll past that. Grease fire does nothing. This is a bit of shield. Sure, I'll take a bit of shield.
You are a quick study.
1 XP doesn't level me up. Artisan Dunes is useless. We go to Quixel. Maybe it'll upgrade fiber optics and make the build better. About as expected. Okay, so back to the puzzle. Wait, no, there's 1 shop left. Andy, upgrade the fiber optics, please, man. I'm begging you, make this make sense. All right, so like I was saying, oh, this is a tool. Hold up, we might need that one.
You got it here.
Now, the charge part does nothing, unfortunately, but we can just like run it over the Fang, and that gets him down to 2.8. This is the ugliest, stupidest thing I could possibly do. I'm trying so hard to make this idiot plan work. Like, this is all I need to do, right? So this is obviously the best way I can build my board. The Uzi goes off, it charges the Fang, it charges the Uzi back to 1 second. Now every second, basically, this is going off. It's charging the hell out of this, which is charging the Rivet Gun, which is charging this. We're gonna run the wrong Dinosaur. I just want him to win. I know he doesn't work how I want him to. He doesn't trigger off Dinosaurs, which is why it's okay to drop Dino Disguise. We're at 5 seconds, shit. Right, we're 1 short. I hate that I've done this. I hate that I am 1 Dinosaur short. Because if I were like more than 1 short, I'd be like, oh, it obviously will never work. You can give up. But it's not. So I could run crude tools here. It would get Dinosaur down to 2.8. It would still make this faster. It would probably be worse. I don't even have a tech item for it to charge is the worst part. It's so dumb. I just want him to work, but because he's Dinosaur and Friend split, like, you can't charge him in a Friend build and you can't scale him in a Dinosaur build, right? If it were Friends either way, it would not really make sense. But if it were Dinosaurs both ways, at least like you could trick him with Dino Disguise, it would be a sick build. Like, I thought we did it. I thought I'd figured out Rex Specs. And then it's just like, actually, no, it's not what you wanted to say. It does something else. And now I have no idea what to do. I have to enable Dinosaur, otherwise Rex Specs doesn't scale. That's like the whole point of the build. So maybe I do this and just like whack in a crude tools randomly over here. Rex Specs isn't even fast if I don't run Dino Disguise, right? There might be another way that's like ugly to use crude tools here where I can make Dinosaur active. But if I don't run Dino Disguise, these aren't Dinosaurs and Rex Specs doesn't even charge, right? Like, I have to do this for the build to make any sense. I'm just gonna throw 2 days in a row and not go 10 wins. Come on, like the Uzi will surely solo one of the next 2 people, right? And there's Dinosaur being huge over there. I'm just gonna click him and lose. I want Rex Specs to work. I want to go 10 with him. And having seen how heartbreakingly shit he kind of is right now, I'm not going to try ever again. So I've got to try to make it work. Diamond fiber optics onto battery onto cryosphere with a cryo sleeve nitrogen hammer up. Maybe we'll kill him fast enough. Maybe it won't activate again. Hey, we actually did kill him one time. Rex Specs even did something. Not a lot, and it wasn't it wasn't pretty. If I were to take a quick check at the damage and how often he triggered, hey, you know what? He did more damage than anyone else on the board, and he went off as many times as the Uzi. Look, maybe the Uzi was frozen for half the fight. Who knows? There's no way to check. But Rex Spex actually did the most damage on anything on the board. Maybe what I just learned is that if he charged on Dinosaur use and scaled on Dinosaur use, he'd be fucking busted, right? Because he'd have dealt like another, I can't pretend, man. I've seen Dinosaur deal like 7,000 damage in that same time span when you fully commit to scaling things, right? Like, who gives a shit if it would actually be good? Right now, it's unplayable trash compared to just like the normal stuff you can do. Rex Spex is not good, man. Dino Disguise does not make final boards. It's really weird that I had to do this. Oh yeah, this would also be scaling it. It probably would be a little bit busted, but considering how broken the entire rest of the archetype is, I'm surprised that Rex Spex is like the one thing that had caution exercised. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think I'm ever gonna try to use Rex Spex again. Because like he doesn't charge if you're playing friend spam. That's really important. That's really, really important. You basically need to be playing friend spam with some sort of loop and a fiber optics to charge him instead. I've got nothing. Just play Dualtron, just play other dinosaurs. I don't know why you would play Rex Spex, but I saw him at Obsidian, had the chance to take him to Diamond Obsidian, be the best he'll ever be. Found out he is a lot worse. Like, I cannot overstate how much better he would be if those two blue words were the same word. Doesn't matter which one. And instead it's like, oh God, what board is he supposed to fit on? What board charges him and scales him effectively at the same time? And he takes up 3 slots, and you need a bunch of guys to actually make him do his thing. But if you have a bunch of guys, then you have more items than your enemy, as we just saw in every fight where I used him. Just, Rex Spex is not good. Like, he's not awful. There are definitely spots in the mid game where he can be good. But generally speaking, it seems like using Rex Spex is something I will never want to do until they change him. This is not a good card. Like, I don't see where that's supposed to live. If I had just cut this guy and properly scaled my board for a couple more fights with Mamasar and like had this scaling the Fang instead or something, right? There are so many ways I can play this that are better than going all in on Rex Spex, and this is like the best Rex Spex I could possibly have seen, right? I hope you enjoyed seeing me pull my hair out over Rex Spex. We definitely lost the plot somewhere along the way. I was supposed to be doing an over-explained at the start, and we just had to give up on that at some point. But anyways, I thank you for your time. I appreciate the viewership if you made it all the way to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. I'm losing my mind. I can't do a proper outro about this one.